Hi, this is Dr. Victoria Nalule. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Nalule Energy and Minerals Consultancy. So NEM Energy, it's an international consulting firm. We do lots of work with respect to oil, gas, energy, climate change, and the mining sector. So I'm continuing with our series of webinars. And in today's discussion, I want to elaborate more on the generation of mining laws. So what do I mean by the generation of mining laws? So if you look at the history of the mining sector, you would understand that the mining sector is one of the oldest sectors that have been in existence since time immemorial. So mining and agriculture go hand in hand when it comes to their relevance and also when it comes to their existence. And initially, the mining sector, it was carried out on a small scale, but with the industrialization, modernization, we have seen the introduction of technology, introduction of advanced methods of mining, and we have also seen the involvement of more mining companies. So that's just a brief history. But reflecting on the history, you understand that initially it was carried out on small scale, and that's why we are seeing up to now in the 21st century, we're still faced with the challenges of small scale mining, or what most people would call artisanal and small scale mining. Now, moving forward, when you're talking about the generation of mining laws on the African continent, you also have to appreciate the history of mining, but also the history of the countries concerned. So if a country was colonized, now let's have like some African countries as a case study. If it was colonized, then you can look at the generation of mining laws from the time when they were colonized to the time when they got independence, and then what transpired during the management or development of the mining sector after independence. So today I want to refer to my book. It's called Mining and the Law in Africa, where I explore the environmental, social, and economic impacts of mining in Africa. So you can get a copy of the book because it really talks about the history of mining. We talk about the link between mining, colonization, and also we talk about the different generation of mining laws. So this being a very short video, I'll just go to the chapter that talks about the generation of mining laws. So that is chapter 2 of the book that looks at the legal and regulatory framework of the mining sector. And you notice that I start by talking about the first generation of mining laws. So if we were to categorize the mining laws, we can start with the laws that were enacted in the 1980s. And in most African countries, this is the time when they had gained independence. So if you review the mining laws that were enacted during that time, it was more of an escalation of the colonial era in the natural resources sector or in the management of the natural resources sector. And if you clearly review the different laws, take your time to get a country and review the laws that were enacted in the 1980s. That's the time when we're seeing lots of liberalization in the mining sector, and the laws were mostly intended to minimize the participation of the state and different organizations, institutions, and also financial institutions, international financial institutions like the World Bank played a big role in the enaction or in sponsoring, financing the enactment of the laws, the different laws in the mining sector. And to review a clear review or like my own opinion with respect to the first generation of the mining laws, they were never adequate because the state, the participation of the state was minimized through the different initiatives, including the liberalization and privatization that were really taking place in different countries. And Ghana, if you look at the mining laws that were enacted in Ghana in the 1980s, they give a clear indication of really how the first generation of mining laws, how they were enacted, and also the main aim of those laws. So if we move to the second generation of the mining laws, those are the laws that were enacted in the 1990s. And during this generation, we saw that the state was trying to be more involved in the mining sector. So if we move to the second generation, obviously you need to get the book and read it yourself. But in the second generation, you see that the state was now being more involved in the mining sector, and issues of environmental protection were really at the heart of the mining laws. And it's the same thing with the third generation, where we're seeing that countries now were more focused on finding ways of how to ensure that they benefit from the natural resources. But however, in this book, I talk about like the the fourth generation of mining laws. That is the laws that have been enacted in 2000 and moving forward. And here we're seeing more attention given to local content, state participation, issues of refineries. Countries now are more focused on refineries. And this is drawing or is being reflected in what I would call right now the fifth generation of mining laws. But with the fifth generation of mining laws, I always advise that now we need to look at the energy sector in the context of the energy transition and the move to tackle climate change. If the laws are not reflecting that right now, then you have the wrong mining laws in your country. Right now, we need to reflect on the current challenges we're experiencing and review the laws to ensure that they have tailored solutions for those challenges. And for the countries that have the resources, they also have to ensure that they use this opportunity to position themselves as as not only the suppliers of minerals, but also to have the necessary infrastructure in place to ensure that they get the best out of these minerals, especially the critical minerals. So legal review is very key in ensuring that the current laws reflect the current 21st century challenges we're experiencing, not only in the mining sector, but also in other sectors. That interconnection between the mining sector and other sectors has to be reflected in the laws and policies governing the mining sector. This is a very brief video because I can't give you all the information. First, you'll need to buy my book. And after buying my book, involve us for consultancies, capacity building, research. Involve us at Nalule Energy and Minerals Consultants. We are very thorough. So this, what I'm giving you is just a little of what we can offer. So in conclusion, there is a need to review the current legal frameworks governing the mining sector to ensure that the fifth generation of mining laws reflects the current challenges we're experiencing. It should also reflect the crucial role of critical minerals in the energy transitions. It should reflect the role of the mining sector in tackling climate change. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Victoria Nalule. Do subscribe and involve us at Nalule Energy and Minerals Consultants. Bye bye.